What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Shibui Anime Tavern, brought to you in part by Nova Circuit. I'm Jeff, and with me, as always,
Me, Jason.
Me, Jason.
Nothing fancy.
So, back again after a week break, and this week we're gonna kind of cover two episodes, which they kind of go hand in hand together anyway, so kind of works out.
Yeah, basically episode 8 was all just Marcille. Basically, you kind of delve into her past a little bit more and how she kind of met Fallon, Louse's sister.
Yeah,
So,
kind of schoolyard days sort of thing.
kind of, as they said, exaggerated stories like head of class, like Chilchuck was like head of... Okay, I don't know if it's true about that head of class thing.
Really?
Right.
Right.
But it was really cool because not only did you dive into like Marcille's background, you kind of like Fallon, who's, you know, like I said, Louse's sister, who we don't see a lot obviously because she's with the dragon, but you kind of see how like they met, and it was really cool because
she's
like
kind of the outcast.
Yeah.
Like, she's kind of an outcast type person. So
yeah, but very obviously a very smart, I guess, outcast because basically in this past they were doing this. Basically the school project where they had to keep spirits basically in their own like little mini dungeon jar thing, and you had to keep these spirits alive. You basically kept them in this jar. They came back, and as long as your flame that you held over the jar still ignited, that means your spirit survived, they're healthy, all that good stuff, and you can mess this up. Obviously Marcille killed it. Like the class was like, oh wow, Fallon
very well.
did really well, like A++.
Bonfire,
like
dude.
Extra credit.
She had a bonfire in a jar.
Right. So much that, you know, top of class, quote unquote, Marcille was just like, how did you do that? Like, that's so like crazy. And Fallon's like,
yeah,
I got my soil from a dungeon where spirits are from. So, Marcille, that's basically how they started talking. And Marcille wanted to know where this dungeon was, and Fallon took Marcille to this dungeon, and you find out Fallon's like super smart, understands mana very well, understands all the creatures in this dungeon very well. Even though Marcille was a little weird about it, she's like, I don't want to really, like, don't get near the water and all that. And Fallon's like, as long as we're in the light, we're chill. Like, calm down, woman. So, but yeah, and
that kind of just, that's how their friendship spawns, and then they, you know, become party members later on. And
right. And even like Louse still laying there from the stomach bug that he has from eating the parasite, he's like, oh, you were the mage or that Fallon was talking about. She's like, she thought highly of you. And Marcille's like, oh. And then to be nice, Marcille was just like, oh, she thought highly of you too, Louse. And he's like, oh yeah, I wonder what she said about me. And like Marcille's memory was of Fallon saying, oh, Louse is really good at doing dog impressions, and Marcille's like, you know, I'm just gonna keep it to myself. So
everybody's always kind of like, Louse is stupid.
Right. And that was like the whole first half of the episode, even along like before, it was just this memory of Marcille at her little academy and stuff.
Nothing like I said, really super important or anything like that.
It's like important, I guess, to show their past, but other than that, you're just like, okay, cool. And then the episode kind of goes like hardcore, like oh shit, like towards the end of this episode. Definitely. So like they move forward in this dungeon and they come across this magic being, I guess. It's almost like it like drains mana, if I remember correctly. What was the name of it, Jeff?
It's Undyne. So she dumps like some boiling water.
Oh, that's right. She pissed it off.
Yeah, she pissed it off is what happened. And then it just like slowly rose out of the water and then started shooting at her. Yeah,
like bullets of like water, like that could pierce the skin. And she gets hit. Even when the party's trying to like save her, she gets hit several times. To the point where
she gets messed up pretty good.
She's dying.
She's injured.
Yeah. She's dying now. Like blood on the ground, like, you know, almost like she rolled up in the wrong hood and got a bunch of bullets in her. Right. She's gonna die. She actually
gets stuck out there. She can't get back herself.
Oh
and
yeah,
they have to do this crazy man ladder to get to her. And Louse's face, dude, is hilarious.
Like, dude, all of theirs. I think even Chilchuck's
so
when they were pulling. Oh my god.
Yeah, they try to give her some food to like restore her and help her because she like loses her magic too, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
her mana. Yep.
She's out.
So basically, we're starting episode 9. We're in the same situation. They leave episode 8 with the cliffhanger of a party coming down the spiral staircase where they're set up camp, eating, and taking care of Marcille. But episode 9, they're just like, we gotta. Marcille's gonna have to go back to the top probably, because she's useless, especially with no mana. So finally, the new party shows up, and it's an old companion of theirs, Namari, redheaded chick, and she's with this new party, the basically Tansu's party. I think it's the old guy's name.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
he hires her to.
That's right.
He's looking for some
a wall.
artifacts.
She's pretty much a wall. Takes
she's
the hits.
Exactly, a wall. Yep.
And
stand in front of this, get shot.
Yep. And he actually has the ability to bring the dead back to life. So
this guy's he's a pretty legit healer, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's good.
Oh yeah. They have an example in the episode where Namari gets shot in the head, dead, and literally back to life, no problem. Boom.
Yep.
Here you go.
And even in that, he heals like 3 or 4 people like back to back to back,
Yep.
and it's fine.
That was a pretty good moment too when they're going down in that dungeon, and you kind of see what Laos can bring to the table. When Kaka, I believe, gets caught by the vines. So
yeah. So what happens is these older, I don't know if they're dwarves or what they are.
Yeah, they're like gnomes. I think they're like gnomes.
Gnomes, maybe, yeah, because I believe Senshi and Namari are dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
But they're looking for something, and Laos, asks, "Can you heal Marcille for us?" And he's like, "Well, you got to help me.
Yep.
If you help me, I'll heal her."
Yep.
And that's how they ended up tagging along with them.
I'm just gonna say one of my favorite moments of this whole episode is when Kaka gets caught up by these vines, and these vines have this ability to like basically poison you when they touch you. Basically, they're like kind of like piercing the skin and putting like this kind of like venom in you. So basically, Laos is like, I know how to get up there and help him, and he's like, how good of a shot are you, Namari? Because I'm gonna need you to hit this shot. But the best part of this whole episode, when he's like, hey, yo, Senshi, I need your helmet. And Senshi takes off his helmet, and I was just like, whoa! Like, Senshi looks like a totally normal guy. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's like completely normal. Whereas when he has the helmet on, he looks like he's gonna be real fucking weird underneath.
Yeah,
it.
no, normal.
It looks like he's gonna be a strange looking guy.
Dude, Dwarven Jesus. That's what he looked like to me. So I was just like, damn,
Yeah,
all right. So I thought that was really cool, and I appreciated that. But it was really cool. Laos basically goes up in it, and he's protected except for obviously some parts of his face.
Yeah, dude, his face gets like swole.
It does, yeah.
And
so
then
they end up.
Senshi comes back with it in his hand, which is all swollen, and then he figures out that you can peel it, and that's how he ends up letting go of it. And they, of course, eat it.
It looks like a banana the way he's peeling it.
It absolutely looks like a banana, but a banana tentacle sounds horrifyingly disgusting. But
yeah, Laos's face all like puckered up was so hilarious.
Oh, dude,
especially when he talks
like that. It's so bad.
So good. I love it. And another thing we didn't mention is Marcille. His mana is so low that like even after she gets healed, they're just like, we still can't use you. A mage with no mana is kind of basically just dead weight to us. So they came to like the agreement that like you got to go up with Tansu and his party because they're heading back up.
And then she has this wild idea that I was just like, no way this is gonna work.
Oh yeah.
Her idea is to drink the Undying.
Yep.
Because it's like super concentrated magic.
Yep.
And she's trying to like formulate how to do it, and they find out that Senshi's pot is made out of adamantite, or I think that's what it was called.
It's like one of the strongest metals.
Yeah, and Namari's into weapons, and she's like blacksmithing and stuff, and she's like, holy shit, where did you get this? Like, why is it a pot? This should be like...
It used to be a shield.
Right.
It's like, I get was a family shield or whatever, and he's like, I didn't need it or anything, so I turned it into a pot.
Right. So then they concoct this plan that Namari and Senshi are gonna take both halves of it and capture it within like the pod.
Yep.
Which this is my favorite part of this episode, just because it's cool, it's kind of ridiculous, and they're
Right.
just like they muscle this thing into it, kind of like slam it together like cymbals, and then they throw it on a fire, and they're holding it while it's heating up. And their hands are burning.
Their hands
and
are burning,
thing's
by the
all
way.
bouncing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was good, but eventually the Undying dies, and Marcille starts drinking the it's just pretty much water, mana water, and boom, she shows her staff. Her staff's what's able to tell like how her mana's doing, and it starts doing the little thing where everything is like bright and glowing, and so that's how she got her mana back. And this was all her plan, by the way. So. That was good to see Marcille do that. Because she understands spirits, and the Undying it wasn't like some kind of spirit thing as well.
It was a collection of spirits, so
Yeah.
it's like all these different spirits together.
Yep, which is kind of like how episode 8 played into like this going on. So
Right. Yeah, so she's drinks it, and then Senshi kind of is like, well, you need something to make it more effective, essentially. And then they like cook with it.
Yep.
And then, she's like pretty much back, and they're all happy again.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
What I was going to mention was the fact that I don't remember his name, but the gnome guy, the healer,
Yeah,
he
Tansu,
mentioned
whatever.
something kind of important, that like when you die in the dungeon, your soul is still tethered to your body. It doesn't like leave or anything. That's why they're able to like revive
Respawn
people.
and revive, yep.
Yeah, because then they kind of explained, like, outside the dungeon, that's not a normal thing. Like, you're not just resurrected like that.
Yep. Which is kind of cool. So that feels like major foreshadowing.
Right. And this is all because of this old mage that created the whole dungeon.
Mm-hmm. The one that they mentioned in the first episode.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty neat, how it's kind of, giving you a little bit more of, like, what this whole freaking thing is about.
Oh yeah, so far great anime still, but other than that, I have nothing else to talk about this. Do you have anything, Jeff?
No, I think we covered everything. The first episode was kind of pretty basic, and then the second one just expanded on that a little bit, and I think we covered it.
Right. So so if you guys like this video and you want to see more, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also like the video, help push it into YouTube's algorithm. And then leave a comment. Let us know what you guys thought about episode 8 and 9 of Delicious Dungeon. Are you guys excited about more episodes? All that good stuff. Just let us know in the comments section, like I said. But other than that, we'll see you guys next week for episode 10 review.